Mr. Bum and the Knight. Mr. Bum was thoroughly fed up. It did not seem to matter what he did. He always ended up getting bumped and bruised or scraped and scratched. So you can imagine how hard it was for him to find a job. He had tried working at the baker's, but he had burnt his fingers on the bread oven. Ouch! He had tried being a bricklayer, but he had dropped a brick on his foot. Thud. Ouch! He had even tried working at the pillow factory. Who could hurt themselves in the pillow factory? Mr. Bum, of course. He got a feather in his eye. Ouch! Every day it was bandage this and bandage that. Poor Mr. Bum was very fed up. Then one day, while Mr. Bum was walking in the woods behind his house, he met someone who gave him a wonderful idea. The perfect idea for a new job. That someone was a knight in shining armor, riding by on his horse. Now it was not the thought of the excitement and adventure of being a knight that caught Mr. Bum's imagination, nor was it the idea of the fame and fortune he might win. No, it was the knight's solid, metal armor that caught his eye, shining armor that protected the knight from bumps and bruises, scrapes, and scratches. If I wore armor like that, thought Mr. Bum to himself, I would never need to worry about bumping myself again. I shall become a knight. Early the next morning, Mr. Bum rushed to the blacksmith's to buy himself a suit of armor. The blacksmith had to put the armor on very carefully to avoid Mr. Bum's bruises. But when he had it on, Mr. Bum looked at his reflection in the mirror and smiled. Mr. Bum then bought a book called Knights. All you need to know, now said Mr. Bum, opening the book. What do knights do? He read a whole chapter about jousting. Then he went out and bought a horse and a lance and went to a local jousting tournament. However, Mr. Bum quickly found out that he was not very good at jousting. Every time he sat on his horse, he fell off, crashed. The other knights thought it was hilarious. That evening, Mr. Bum opened his book and read a chapter called Saving Themselves in Distress. The next day, he set off on foot to find a damsel in need of saving. Fortunately, because it was very awkward walking in a suit of armor, Mr. Bum found one near his house, a damsel locked in a very tall tower. Will you save me, Sir Knights? Cried the damsel. I will. Mr. Bum called back. The damsel let down a ladder woven from her fine hair. But try as hard as he might, Mr. Bum could not climb the ladder. He kept falling off at every attempt. Bang, crash, clunk. Feeling rather sorry for himself, and even more sorry for the damsel, Mr. Bum trudged off home. The next chapter in the book was entitled Slaying Dragons. That's the one for me, cried Mr. Bum. The following day, Mr. Bum bought a sword and shield and went in search of a dragon. There were not any nearby, so he caught the bus. The dragon was asleep on the top of a steep hill. It took Mr. Bum a lot of huffing and puffing to climb to the top. When he finally reached the top, he raised his sword above his head to slay the dragon, but the weight of the sword tipped Mr. Bum off balance. With a great crashing and clattering of armor, he rolled all the way down the hill. It was a very sad Mr. Bum who got back home later that day. He had to face the fact that he was not cut out to be a knight. He went up to his bedroom and took off his armor, and then he noticed something quite remarkable. When he glimpsed himself in the mirror, it was a very different Mr. Bum looking back at him. A Mr. Bum without a bandage or a plaster in sight. A Mr. Bum without a bump or a bruise. Mr. Bum smiled, and then he laughed. And then he fell over backwards and bumped his head on the bed.